conversation about science and scientists. Hello.
Здравствуйте.
Telling stories from scientists' lives and role of science could last for hours. Stories of different kind, funny and tragic. There is only one welfare, which is knowledge, and only one evil, which is ignorance. This is a quotation from great Greek philosopher Socrates, which he said 24 centuries ago, and a short while after, in quite a democratic way, by a majority vote, he was sentenced to death and drank a cup with cicuta. We could find another 100 of quotations about benefit of knowledge in scientists, but all of them will not change the present situation in Russian science, which is undergoing hard days. Let's use another quotation from Bible, which says that there is no prophet in your own country. And scientists often turn up to be prophets, since they show the future in this or that sphere of life. And here's an example. Today, we often speak about various ecological disasters, calling them catastrophes. Meanwhile, we can say that so far, humanity has faced a real catastrophe for the first time. Death molecule of a compound called methyl tetrabutyl ether, MTBE, is rapidly spreading in ground natural reservoirs, storing invaluable drinking water. MTBE, a highly strong concentrate, is added to gasoline. Part of it doesn't combust and with rainwater penetrates groundwaters. The dangerous molecule was found in drinking water in the United States in 1996. Science centers on both coasts have tried to find a way to cleanse the water, but with no success. Today, 1,968 municipal treatment plants are closed down in 36 states. Despite forecasts saying that liquidation of the catastrophe will take at least 40 years and will cost $800 billion, Russian scientist Viktor Petrike, who lives in Leningrad region, Russia, has solved the problem. It's not for the first time that our program speaks about his colossal intelligence and unique science inventions. Foreign mass media calls him St. Petersburg genius, and considering his worldwide science reputation, it was to him that American President George Bush referred for help. In 6 months' time, the scientist not only developed a method of complete water purification from MTBE, but also built a machine able to work in offline mode for dozens of years. And here I'm holding the document proving this fantastic result. Fantastic but true.
21 век безапелляционно демонстрирует всем нам.
The 21st century is now showing to us, people of the third millennium, that the triumph of technical progress is growing more and more, like a feast during an epidemic of bubonic plague. Ecological catastrophes stopped being something occurring only in science fiction stories. Environmental disasters have acquired the status of many countries' national problem and make MPs, senators and congressmen's hair go grey. This coming June, Bush the Elder will be celebrating his birthday with his family and friends, as well as with some privileged politicians. One of the few special guests invited to this party is our countryman, Professor Viktor Ivanovich Petrik. President Bush, our 41st president, will be having his birthday party on the 12th and 13th of June. It's an honor for us to invite Professor Petrik to be Mr. President's guest. This is a manifestation of gratitude to the scientist whose wonderful invention allowed the United States to solve a grave ecological problem. A group of American scientists paid me a visit 8 months ago. I was given a certain task concerning MTBE. Frankly speaking, I didn't work on it for about 2 months, because I didn't realize how important and how serious the problem was. Then I learned about the Santa Monica disaster and about the 6 wells that got closed by the Court of Justice. Morgan Corporation paid $1,800 million of forfeit for dealing with the consequences of the disaster. This was a very persuasive example, and I started working. Now the machine is ready. Actually, this MTBE is not an exclusively American problem. This particular gasoline component has been introduced quite recently, but it causes serious environmental problems. It gets absorbed into the soil together with rainwater. Its molecules are so tiny that they penetrate extremely deep into groundwaters. This compound is a powerful concentrate. It is very dangerous indeed. It was introduced at the time of Bush the Elder's presidency. And now people all over the United States call the Bushes ecological terrorists. That's why this family is taking such a special interest into the problem. American ecologists arrived in St. Petersburg to test the capacity of Viktor Petrik's unique machine.
Я Томас Лейхи. Работаю в аналитическом центре, аккредитованном при правительстве США. В этой машине применено сразу...
This machine makes use of several technologies introduced by Professor Petrick. He is the person who invented a way to deal with MTBE. This compound was first introduced to reduce industrial pollution of air. However, it polluted the water, and we didn't have a technology to solve this problem. The problem of MTBE was first spoken of in 1996. World's best scientists were helplessly shrugging their shoulders. Now this water has 5 times higher concentration of MTBE than the waters of Santa Monica, 250 parts per billion. Next week we will take this machine to the United States for demonstration. Now we are going to run this polluted water through Professor Petrick's machine. The standard for drinking water is 5 parts per billion. The standard itself is a manifestation of despair, for there can be no standard concentration of MTBE, just as there can be no standard concentration of potassium cyanide. In their application to Professor Petrick, his American colleagues wrote, "We pray God that he will manage to reduce concentration of MTBE to at least 30 parts per billion. Even that will be a fantastic result." The California laboratory experts made their own tests of the results. It was found out that after passage through Petrick's machine, the MTBE polluted water was absolutely clean. This water has come through Professor Petrick's machine. You can drink it. It's pure water.
Это вода, прошедшая через установку. Ее можно пить. Это чистая вода.
Хорошо. 2 года назад я сделал это замечательное открытие. Значит, здесь в эту емкость помещается...
I made this machine 2 months ago. I placed concentrates containing a group of platinum here.
Так называемое газофазное
And
разделение.
I generated a gas that combined only elements from the platinum group. At a certain temperature, only pure metals start accumulating here.
Вот здесь через несколько секунд мы видим...
Here are palladium, platinum, and osmium.
И здесь палладий, и платина, и известный осмий.
Using this gas phase technology, I created special systems that enable us to cleanse the water that passes through this machine of whatever contaminants it contains.
На выходе этой машины иметь чистый
This is how this
CO2,
technology works.
ни малейших загрязнений, и так сделана эта технология.
Открытие Виктора Ивановича Петрика...
Victor Petrick's discovery is a blessing for the whole human race. And what concerns Mr. Bush the Elder, Viktor Petrick, as a true Russian, is not going to go to a party without a present.
Я создал новый
I initiated a new trend in art. It will be called portraiture on precious stones. I asked Mr. Bush the Jr. to send me a picture of his father, and he sent me around 30 photos. These are all from the States. This is how he is going to be represented, with an American eagle in the background. I think I did a good job, for even before you recognize him to be Mr. Bush, you see he is an American. This is my greatest sculptural achievement.
We hope that the cooperation with Professor Petrick will create a...
We hope that the technologies developed by Professor Petrick will be very beneficial for our country, both in environmental issues and for the country's economy. What is especially precious, Professor Petrick neither adapts nor transforms the methods discovered before him, but invents some completely new technologies.
It is not the reproduction of existing technology, but the innovation and the unique thinking and inventorship of Professor Petrick that will solve the problems that we have before us in the 21st century.
Thank you.
It seems fantastic, but it's true.